I need you to explode the myth or tell me that no, it is true. Dr. Baswaraj, I am coming to you first. It is said that if you boil papaya leaves, raw papaya leaves in hot water and filter it and give that water to patients who are suffering from dengue, the fever abates. Is that true or false, sir?
No, it isn't a myth. Honestly speaking, the when you talk about the dengue management is concerned, the papaya and whatever the drugs which are there, which is absolutely not required. What is required is taking care of there are dengue consists of three phases. One is called as an febrile, that is that during the fever, where the children or an adults who is having a fever, because of that water content will be less, where we need to encourage the dengue affected people to take a lot of water, or any available ORS is also okay, and fruit juice, any fluid which is containing electrolyte is good enough. One. Two, when you are taking care of a temperature is concerned, we need to give in a paracetamol. That is the one. If it is a children's, we'll give in a drops or a syrup or a tablet. If it is an adult, we'll give a paracetamol tablet. One, taking care of a fever and improving the hydration by improving the fluid content. That is the most important thing. That is the stage where we all can take care in the home. Second phase, we say it is a critical phase. Generally, it will last for say between third day to that up in a fifth day. Anytime
Right.
child or an adult can dip into the shock or a bleeding or multi-organ dysfunction. That is the time where it requires hospitalization. That's the time where we'll look into the pulse, we'll look into the anything which is suggestive of a shock, blood pressure, all these things we look in, and bleeding is another thing where we look. Platelet is the one of the thing where this is the time where platelet can fall down, where we are more we'll
Okay.
admit this type of a patient into the hospital. Third phase is the recovery, where majority of the time child will be having a rashes, and most of the time, sometimes they will develop in a respiratory distress. We need to be watchful.
All
This is
right.
absolutely myth. It is not true.
Dr. Miglani, the other myth is that, oh, we've got dengue, so let's boil some water. I mean, these myths also went around, during COVID. So I want you to explode this myth about dengue, that boil some water, put some black pepper in it, other things, like ginger, etc. In my part of the world, it's called kashayam. I do not know what it's called in Kannada, but kashayam, which it's called kada in North India, and then they say you drink it, you will be rid of dengue. Myth or reality?
Absolute myth. And by the way, it's called Kashaya in Kannada also, and Kada in Hindi, like you said. So, if you do it before the mosquito bites you, sure, maybe because it will generally improve your immunity. These things are known to from old Indian culture, the ginger, pepper, honey. But after the bite has happened and you have contracted the viral infection, then it is useless. Same with, like Dr. Baswaraj mentioned, with the papaya leaves and kiwis and pomegranates. No study has ever shown any benefit in these things, either improving the outcome of dengue or improving the platelet counts. The golden clinical chronology, the timeline of dengue is roughly everyone will have slight variations based on their immunity and health profile. 5 days is the fever period, and that is when the platelets may fall down. After the fever goes, roughly after 5 days, another 2 days, platelets can still drop. So this is the period, that's when the patient feels the most discomfort and symptoms, and they're not able to consume enough food because of stomach discomfort. Like Dr. Baswaraj already mentioned, fluid intake is very important. It is the cornerstone, it is the pillar of dengue management. Most of the bad outcomes, most of the problems happen when patient gets dehydrated from inside. So good fluid intake, because patients are not able to take hard food, normal food, they're not able to digest or tolerate it. So soft food, plenty of oral liquids is what will save the day. Not these things which are, like we discussed, the myths. They are shown no benefit or no proven evidence that they benefit dengue.
Also, Dr. Miglani, I want to ask you, does it impact those who are elderly and also
Mhm.
those who present with comorbidities, much like COVID? Or no, there is no
Absolutely.
correlation?
Absolutely. In fact, we have been seeing almost every day, even younger people who are obese, which is a sign of not great health, they are having a more painful dengue course. Fitter people, they will come out faster because their body has the immunity to overcome this viral infection. So people with comorbidities, older people, frail people, low immunity, low defense, basically anything. Somebody who's a heart patient, somebody who doesn't have a lot of comorbidities, but they are on treatment for say rheumatoid arthritis. So those things, those treatment also reduce our immunity. So anything that reduces our immunity, compromises our defense, that will make us more prone to develop a more complicated dengue fever.